Welcome to our training session on HIPAA and confidentiality. Introduction to HIPAA and confidentiality. This training will provide an overview of key concepts, laws, and ethical principles regarding client privacy and confidentiality. Objective: to understand the basic concepts of confidentiality, client rights, and HIPAA regulations in healthcare settings. Definition and importance of confidentiality. Confidentiality is the obligation to protect and keep private all personal and sensitive information disclosed by clients. It ensures that information is not shared without explicit consent unless required by law. Building trust with individuals. Confidentiality fosters trust, encouraging individuals to share about themselves openly. Integrity of the organization. Upholding confidentiality protects the organization's reputation and ensures ethical behavior. Overview of client rights. Right to privacy. Clients have the right to expect that their personal information will be kept private and not shared without their consent. Right to access their own records. Clients can request and obtain access to their personal records and information held by the organization. Right to informed consent. Clients must be informed about how their information will be used and must provide consent before their information is shared. Right to confidentiality. Clients have the right to expect that their information will be handled with discretion and protected from unauthorized disclosure. Legal and ethical obligations. Legal obligations, based on laws and regulations that must be followed to avoid legal consequences. Ethical obligations, based on moral principles and codes of conduct that guide professional practice. Ethical principles. Autonomy, respect for individuals' decisions regarding their care and information. Beneficence, acting in the individual's best interest. Non-maleficence, ensuring actions do not harm the client. Justice, treating all individuals fairly and equally. Application of ethical principles. Obtain informed consent before sharing information. Regularly review confidentiality policies. Train staff to handle information ethically. Professional codes of conduct. Professional organizations set guidelines for maintaining confidentiality and obtaining informed consent. Key elements: maintain privacy, report unethical behavior, and ensure confidentiality is upheld. Balancing legal and ethical responsibilities. Conflicts may arise between legal and ethical obligations. Strategy: conduct ethical reviews and prioritize individual interests while adhering to legal requirements. Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA. HIPAA, signed into federal law in 1996, safeguards the privacy of health information and ensures security. It applies to healthcare organizations and mandates privacy protections, electronic security measures, and simplified billing procedures. HIPAA major components. Administrative simplification rule. Standardizes transactions like claims and payments. Privacy rule. Sets national standards for medical record protection. Security rule. Mandates safeguards for electronic health information. Breach notification rule. Requires notifications in case of data breaches. Covered entities under HIPAA. Healthcare providers. Professionals who furnish, bill, or are paid for healthcare services. Health plans. Entities providing or paying for medical care. Healthcare clearinghouses. Entities that process health information. These groups must comply with HIPAA regulations to protect health data. General status and HIPAA codes. General status. HIPAA has adapted over time to address new healthcare technologies, maintaining the privacy of health data. HIPAA codes, ICD-10, used for coding diagnosis and inpatient procedures, CPT. Codes medical procedures and services, HCPCS, codes for supplies, services, and equipment. Connecticut General Statutes, Privacy and Identity Protection. CGS SS36 a 701 bits, protects personal information and mandates breach notification. Privacy of personal information. Personal data such as social security numbers and credit card info must be protected. Identity theft prevention. Unauthorized use or disclosure of personal information is prohibited. Breach notification. Requires notifying affected individuals and authorities after a breach. Legal consequences of breaching confidentiality. Civil penalties. Fines ranging from $100 to $50,000 per violation. Criminal penalties. Fines up to $250,000 and up to 10 years in prison for intentional misuse. Reporting requirements for breaches. HIPAA Breach Notification Rule. Notify affected individuals and HHS within 60 days. Large breaches. Breaches involving 500 or more individuals require media notification. Posting client information. No disclosure. Individual information must not be shared on social media. Professional boundaries. Employees must maintain professional relationships and avoid personal connections with individuals on social media. Consequences for security violations. Risks to data integrity, loss of trust, and potential for identity theft. Violations may lead to internal disciplinary actions and legal penalties. Practical strategies for maintaining confidentiality. Best practices for record keeping. Securely organize and document all individual records. Secure storage and transmission. Use encryption and secure methods for transmitting information. Access controls and authentication. Limit access to sensitive data using role-based controls. Use strong passwords and two-factor authentication for added security. Handling electronic and paper records. Electronic records. Secure access controls and regular backups. Paper records. Secure storage and proper disposal, such as shredding. Protecting client rights. Right to privacy. Individuals expect their information to be kept confidential. Informed consent. Ensure clients understand and consent to treatments. Handling complaints and grievances. Address confidentiality complaints promptly. Implement corrective actions to maintain trust and professionalism. Ensuring fair treatment. Adhere to non-discrimination policies and treat all clients equally. Encourage a culture of respect and inclusivity within the organization. Thank you for watching the HIPAA and Confidentiality module. Please answer the questions for this training before moving on to the next training module.